The fluorescent lights hummed in the otherwise silent room, casting long shadows across the floor. Hubsan, the crisp Canadian air whips at his face. He walks with his hands shoved deep in his pockets. A flash of movement catches his eye. Matthew sits slumped against the wall, his expression sour. The metallic clang echoes in the confined space. Matthew looks up, a sneer twisting his lips.
Well, if it isn't Captain America himself. Come to gloat?
A meeting po.
Better get it over with then. The Maple Leaf Forever mission will never rest until Canada is American free.
Paul has been arrested.
There are many players in the Maple Leaf Forever movement.
Like who?
You're a sister marrying, backwards thinking redneck. If you think I'm going to help you in any way.
If you don't help, you'll starve.
Starving prisoners is against human rights.
So is brainwashing a nation.
It's better than outright war.
Both are equally as bad.
The metallic echo reverberates through the sterile corridor, a final punctuation to Steve's unsettling conversation with Matthew. He needs answers, and Kate's the one who can find them. The hum of servers and the glow of monitors fill the communications room. Kate, bathed in the cool light, sits hunched over a keyboard, fingers flying across the keys.
Kate, I need a favor.
Busy.
It's about Matthew.
Matthew? What about him?
Anything before Paul's arrest.
Getting smarter, aren't we, soldier?
Meanwhile, in the cold confines of a jail meeting room, Paul Grant sits across from a man with a stern face and calculating eyes.
There has to be a way. They need to see Steve and Jeremy for who they really are.
My hypnotic suggestion program. The one embedded in my VR games. I can reprogram them. Turn them into, let's just say, soldiers who despise the very idea of special needs individuals.
You've done this before?
Once. It fades eventually, but the damage is done.
Good.
The meeting ends abruptly, leaving a chilling silence hanging in the air. The fluorescent lights buzz overhead, casting long, ominous shadows across the room. The meeting ends abruptly, leaving a chilling silence hanging in the air. The fluorescent lights buzz overhead, casting long, ominous shadows across the room.
I'll be in touch.
Expect results soon.
Back at base, unaware of the brewing storm, Kira struggles with her therapy walk, the aftereffects of the poison lingering in her system.
Just A little. Further?
Take your time, Kira. We're almost there.
Each step feels monumental. A bead of sweat trickles down her temple as she tries to hide her pain, focusing on a distant tree.
I saw these videos online. Animals walking in water on a treadmill.
You mean aquatics? Exercising in water?
Yeah, that. Think it would help?
We'll find a program here. I'll do it with you. We'll make it fun. Just give me some time to ask around.
As if on cue, General Thompson approaches, his expression unreadable.
A very good day for a walk, isn't it?
Would be better if I could walk like everyone else.
General, is there any aquatics program on base? Kira's interested in trying it for her therapy.
There's a pool house. I can arrange for an instructor. Speaking of arrangements, Kate came by with a list. Potential replacements for Paul Grant. Seems the Maple Leaf Forever movement has plenty of eager volunteers.
Replacements? That was fast.
Desperate times, soldier. Desperate times. We need someone to rally the troops, shall we say.
Something about this feels wrong. Something about this feels wrong. Something of
Kira's knees hangs heavy in the air. Thompson, seemingly oblivious or simply uncaring, leads them towards Base HQ. The rhythmic thud of their boots against the polished concrete floor echoes through the sterile hallways.
Just a formality, miss. Standard procedure after incidents.
It'll be all right, Kira. Just a quick chat.
Inside HQ, the long, imposing table dominates the room. Several chairs are arranged around it, but only one is occupied. A figure sits in...
Evelyn, these are the individuals I mentioned.
As if on cue, the figure rises. It's Evelyn, a sharp-eyed woman in a tailored uniform, a maple leaf thin gleaming on her lapel.
Miss Kira, we meet again.
you're one of Paul's followers. That Evelyn.
Indeed. And I know Hall was going to take away your free will to make you his. Saren.
Don't you dare. As if someone could change their heart like changing clothes.
Zira, I know you're angry, but we need the information she has.
Fine, Evelyn. Talk, but make it quick.
Hall was being funded by Kevin O'Leary, a sharp-tanked businessman. In exchange, O'Leary wanted Canada, just like Trump wanted America. And the man after Paul, also a Kevin, a VR entrepreneur, and the next one after him, a brewer, each with their own methods of suggestion.
Stephen Thompson exchanged shocked glances. Kira stares at Evelyn, her mind reeling from the implications.
Hypnotic suggestion. Through their products? Hypnotic suggestion. Through their products?
That O'Leary. He was sucking up to Trump in the early days, even before the occupation. And now he wants Canada?
He's the Canadian Trump. Never seen a war, probably. Lots of talk about making Canada great again, I imagine.
Kira slowly circles the table, her gaze fixed on Evelyn. An unsettling silence hangs in the air, punctuated only by Stephen Thompson's hushed questions.
How can a drink hypnotize someone?
That's for the brewer to explain. I'm not a scientist.
What are you then?
I didn't want to be a follower anymore. Not after what Paul was going to do to Kira. Taking away her free will.
Kira continues her slow, deliberate approach, stopping inches from Evelyn. The tension in the room thickens, palpable.
Kira, what are you doing?
God gives us free will so we can learn from our mistakes, not to have it stolen. I don't forgive you.
Water drips from Evelyn's hair, plastering strands to her face. She sits stunned, her eyes wide with shock. Stephen Thompson exchanging easy glances. The air crackles with unspoken animosity.
This is getting us nowhere. Lock her up. And someone get me a drug owl.
Kira?
Don't. Just don't.
Steve reaches out to touch her arm, but hesitates, his hand hovering in the air. The weight of unspoken words hangs heavy between them. The room feels colder now, the earlier tension replaced by a chilling stillness.
We need to talk about this later, okay? We need to talk about this later, okay? We need to talk about...
The tension in the room hangs thick, a palpable entity clinging to the stale air. The silence is broken by the sharp click of the door opening.
Steve, Kara, we need to focus on the task at hand.
Right, sir.
A heavy silence blankets the room. Minutes tick by, marked only by the quiet hum of the fluorescent lights overhead. The tension gradually gives way to a different kind of weight, the weights of unspoken emotions.
I'm a monster. Evelyn. She was just trying to help, to make a difference. And I poured water on her. I said I didn't forgive her.
Kara, what you went through, it's understandable. It might be PTSD. There are programs that can help.
Is there any way to forgive? To forget?
Forgiveness. That's the first step. Forgetting, that takes time. But it can happen.
I'm sorry. I'll apologize to Evelyn. I need to apologize.
Steve holds her tighter, the weight of her confession severed between them. Thompson watches from across the room, his expression unreadable. The fluorescent lights hover, casting long shadows across the room. The air remains thick with unspoken words, a silent promise of the turmoil yet to come.
While that's commendable, Kara, we have more pressing matters to attend to. Matthew just contacted me. Paul is demanding to see Alex. This could complicate things considerably.
Paul wants to see Alex. Why? Paul wants to see Alex. Why?
That's precisely what we need to figure out. Alex. He's a loose cannon. The boy is naive, utterly devoted to Paul, easily swayed. I'm worried Paul will use him to send coded messages, relay instructions to outside contacts we haven't identified yet.
What if? What if I can convince Alex to help us?
Kira, absolutely not. We can't risk putting you in that kind of danger.
Steve, I'm no use to anyone in this state. If I can get close to Alex, gain his trust, we might be able to glean vital information from Paul. End this game of cat and mouse.
There's no end to this game, Kira. Not one we can control anyway.
The tension in the room crackles, a palpable energy hanging in the air.
She has a point, Steve. She's right. Kira's compromised, and Alex. He's a potential key. He wants to be free from Paul's influence deep down. We just need to give him a reason to choose a different side.
Outside, the wind howls, mirroring the storm brewing within the room.
All right, I'm open to suggestions. But Kira's safety is paramount. Anything that even remotely jeopardizes her well-being is off the table.
So, are you saying I can't try? Talk to Alex? Just ask him to help?
The silence stretches, thick with unspoken anxieties.
Yes, but only on the condition that you rest afterwards. You're pushing yourself too hard, Kira.
Deal.
Thompson clears his throat, breaking the tense silence.